I am currently taking a shortcut because I'm scared you might fall down. And make sure you are charged. Hi, I'm Beth from Beth Bikes. Today I'm here to go on my first Coffeeneuring ride of 2024. If you're brand new or you missed my last video, I would recommend that you go and watch that, as I went over the rules for Coffeeneuring for 2024, as well as what these envelopes are all about. In short, Coffeeneuring is all about riding your bike 7 times to 6 places in 6-ish weeks, with each ride being a minimum of 2 miles and including a coffee or coffee-like beverage and documenting along the way. Now I think it's time for me to open my challenge envelope for today and figure out how this is going to drastically change my ride. Let's mix them up a little bit. Okay. And today's Coffeeneuring challenge envelope is this one. That's challenge number 5. Let's open it up and see what today's Coffeeneuring extra bonus envelope challenge is for today. Let's open up and see what today's challenge is. They were actually sealed. As you see, I'm ripping them open. I have no idea what is inside of here. Okay, challenge number 5. Okay. I am so excited for this. This is exciting. Oh, you probably want to know what the challenge is. Well, here's my dad to tell you about it.
Hi, Beth. For today's ride, you're going to be a coffee ambassador. You're going to go to an intersection or an overpass near you with a sign that says, "Honk if you love coffee." Your goal is to get someone to honk at that sign. But if it's the first person that sees the sign, you've got to go someplace else. All right? Get to it.
As you already know, my dad is doing all of the white envelope challenges along with me, and I'm going to challenge you to do them with us. And if you do them, make sure that you post about them on Instagram using the hashtag Coffeeneuring envelope challenge and tag me, bethbikes.gravel, on Instagram. And if you're not on Instagram, you can show me that you did the challenge in the comments down below telling me about it. Before I can go on this ride, I think I have a sign I need to make. You guys want to come along with me while I make a sign? I assume that you said yes, that you want to come make a sign with me. So I have a piece of paper that pretty much matches my jersey, a pencil, and a Sharpie marker. And my plan here is the sign must say "honk if you love coffee." And I was kind of thinking to do a heart and then maybe do a cup of coffee in the corner. But let's see how it turns out. I'm gonna go grab a clipboard. I am back with a clipboard that I can write on and a clip art picture of a cup of coffee that I kind of want to replicate. There is my sign, "honk if you love coffee," and I ended up drawing 2 little coffee cups in the corners. I have my sign all made up, and I think I have the perfect spot to go and use this, so I'll tell you about it on a ride. I was almost a whole mile away from home when I realized I haven't eaten breakfast today and didn't bring any snacks, so we're gonna turn around, fix that problem, and then we will try again. 1 bagel sandwich later and a few strawberries, as well as some snacks in my pocket. I am back on the bike, ready to ride. We have a couple of trees that have just started to pop when it comes to fall colors. I am climbing up the first significant climb of the day today. I'm sure that I will have more. In fact, I know that I have at least 1 more, if not 2 or 3. And I thought that would be a great opportunity to tell you about why this challenge, this envelope challenge, is so special to me. The reason why this is so special is because I grew up just a couple of blocks within walking distance of what we called the HONK bridge. It was a pedestrian bridge that went over a fairly major road, and as kids and teenagers even, we would take little kids out here and we would go and try and get cars to honk, and we tried to get as many as possible. We would do this for semis, honk for cars. We didn't bring signs or anything, and we just called it the HONK bridge. And so I'm wondering if my dad is going to go to the HONK bridge for this challenge, and if he is, I will insert a clip of him doing that right here.
Well, we're all set up.
I have gotten a little warm after climbing, so the headband has come off. When I put it on this morning, I thought it might be a little bit overkill, but I put it on anyways just to keep my ears warm for those first couple of miles. Now it's time to tell you my plan. I'm gonna hop on the Mesabi Trail here and ride to the highest bridge on Minnesota that stands 204 feet above the water, and the bike path runs right along the road, so I think that's the perfect place to try out this challenge. But if you remember from what my dad said, if the first car that comes past honks at me, I have to try a different intersection. And I don't have a backup plan right now, so let's hope that doesn't happen. I am currently taking a shortcut to get to the Mesabi Trail, and the last time that I tried this, I went the wrong direction and didn't figure it out until I was half a mile in the wrong direction. So this way I'm taking the right turn. And just like that, I'm on the Mesabi Trail. There's nothing quite like riding through a tunnel on your bike. I am almost to the bridge, and I've come up with 2 bonus rules for myself. Ways to get bonus points, in a sense, is 1, if I can get a semi to honk, and 2, if I can get more than 1 car to honk. I have made it to the bridge, and that view behind me is just gorgeous. It's beautiful every time of year, but it's especially pretty during this fall time when those yellows are starting to come out. Now it is time to set up and see if I can get any of these cars to honk. I'm gonna set you guys up over here, and I'm gonna stand right over there. I don't want to set you up on this like ledge here because I'm scared you might fall down. And my sign is still in my back pocket. Okay. Put my sign out. Okay, that was the first car. They didn't honk.
I've got the sign out, but no honks yet, so I passed the first part of the test. Now we'll see if we can get someone to honk.
No honks! What's up? Well, officially I've gotten one, and it was a truck, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get a car too. I got one! Got a car! Okay, let's see if we can get one more, and then it's time for coffee.
And there, we got a honk. All right, mission complete.
Can't tell if that was a honk. There's 2. I think it's time to go get some coffee. That was harder than I expected it to be. There were a lot of cars that just drove right by. I have made it to the Sugar Shack, which is where I'm going to have my first coffee drink. Let's go inside. I wish there was smell-o-vision. This smells amazing. I have come outside of the Sugar Shack to tell you about my apple pie cider that is amazing. They've gotten the spices perfect on this, and the caramel is just right. I've drank about half of it now, and I've got about half to go, and then we'll continue on our ride. That cup is empty. I'm finished. Time to get back on the bike. Whew. It's a little chillier outside than it was inside that little shop. And right there, I will zoom in editing, is the world's largest saloon. Now, here is a question for you. How many of you noticed that my pointer finger says coffee on it? These gloves are from One-on-One Bike Shop, Coffee Shop in Minneapolis. And I had won these gloves one year. And one year for Coffeeneuring, I actually wore these gloves on every Coffeeneuring adventure and got a picture of my coffees with my gloves. Today was a nice enough day out that I decided not to pre-map out my route. So that's how you get things like that, because on the map it looked like it went through. It does not go through, but that's okay. My new prescription glasses are ready for pickup in town, and I'm in town, so I've decided I'm gonna take a little side quest and go pick those up. It's only gonna add an extra mile and a half at most. The glasses shop is just over this little grassy hill, so a little more cyclocross it is. I totally could have taken the road instead of having to do that little grassy hump, but the way that I took was shorter and safer, so I'd rather do that and take the little grassy hump. I have gotten my new glasses. I'm back to the sunglasses, but it is time to ride home. I think that is the second or third time that I have turned off my cycling computer while I'm at a stop, and I'm always afraid when I do that I am going to accidentally finish the ride even though I'm only halfway through. Do you remember how I said that going and picking up my glasses wouldn't add that much extra? Well, I have decided to take a turn and go in a little bit of the opposite direction of home, because if you remember back in my rules video, I said I didn't want to overlap route as much as possible, and by doing this, I save the most direct route home for a different day. I am interested to see how long this ride ends up being, because it was 8 miles to the Sugar Shack and I'm at 15 miles now. So it'll definitely be more than 20, but I wonder how much more. It may only be 60 degrees, but this sun feels amazing. I don't know if it's that this road is so straight, or the beautiful fall colors, or the weather, or that I have a tailwind, but those last few miles could also just be that road is very flat and I am entering onto a road that is not so flat. When you come to a train on your bike, do you wait for it to finish like a normal person? Do you try and go around it? Or 3, do you do what I do and you do laps before the train to get in extra miles? I especially get in extra miles when the extra miles are on a beautiful gravel road, or when it's cold outside. I think that my spot for the challenge was good because I did end up getting honks, but I think the cars are going a little too fast and my sign was a little too small for them to be able to read. Things that I've learned on this ride: 1, make sure your GoPro batteries are charged before you leave. 2, make sure your Garmin is charged before you leave. And make sure you are charged before you leave, aka eat breakfast. Rolling in. Made it back home. I'm gonna go find a charged GoPro battery. And that's a wrap on Coffeeneuring Adventure #1 for 2024. If you'd like to hear some stats, here they are. That ride was 21.53 miles with 797 feet of climbing, and it took me 1 hour and 53 minutes. I really enjoyed that apple pie cider at the Sugar Shack at my halfway spot, and I completed the first envelope challenge. Come back next week for episode 2 of the Coffeeneuring Challenge for 2024. If you liked this video, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads. Until next time, I'm Beth. See ya! And stay tuned for bloopers. I want to watch that before I open it. Okay. You can leave your, I have my sign all made up, and I think I have the purpose. Oh, This is gonna require 2 hands on the handlebars, but I'll keep talking to you. As you already know, my dad is doing, and make sure you tag me at Bath, to the highest bridge in Minnesota, which is on Minnesota Highway 53. Let's turn my cup around. Delicious. Well, that was different. Today was a nice enough. Let's see how this goes. I will come to a complete stop. I put the GoPro in my pocket because I didn't need it for a minute, and it got very stuck. Oh, it's also covered in spider webs. Right now, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna eat when I get home. I do have caramel ice cream, so that's an option. I also got the stuff to make Chex Mix. I have alerts on my Garmin, and the one that just popped up was sunscreen. Not today. A fine, fine line, reaching together and not. There's a fine, fine line between getting run over and not. And I have finished. I don't know if you're gonna shut off or not. Let's get the stats up before. And make sure that you subscribe so you don't fit. And now it's time for a snack, and make sure that the batteries are charged for tomorrow. And those of you that have stayed for the bloopers, no, I did not fix my shoes yet. They're being held together by duct tape. I just had an idea. What if at the end of the ride, or at the end of the video, I should put a clip of just the road, and then I can put the end screen, like the subscribe and the video.